Hey, Bikeaholics, Zero 3D has a wide variety of innovative products for your Harley-Davidson and a brand new line for the all-new Honda Goldwing named Gold Strike. Top quality, affordable chrome lighting and comfort products. Zero Gold Strike are the motorcycle LED lighting innovators for CAN bus plug-and-play system compatibility. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of Zero 3D products. Oh yeah, once you've had Rick Rack, you'll never go back. The ultimate motorcycle luggage rack solution. Forget those messy straps and bungee cords. Go strapless with a Rick Rack quick attach luggage system and quality bag. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store and get hooked up now. All right, guys, got a great episode for you here. It's going to be fun, chilling out. It's going to be an interview. Got someone on the line here with me. Welcome back, you freaking Bikeaholics. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority, the Big MM, also known as the 99%. That's right, large and in charge of the motorcycle scene more than any time in history. By being here, by listening, by being involved, you're part of what we call, you got a hashtag biker revolution. I do have just one question for you before we get started. What are you waiting for, Bikeaholics? Mount up and let me and my special guest take you on another wild ass ride. There you go. Ryan Urlacher here, your host of the Law Abiding Biker podcast. Of course, your high-tech redneck. We're going to get right into the interview here in a moment. But I do want to mention, always try to tell you guys about the new free videos that are always coming out on the YouTube channel, blowing up over there, guys. And this one is how to replace Harley spark plugs and properly set your gap. Something you can do. We walk you through it. And if you've never done it before, give it a shot. It's a free video over on YouTube. While you're over there, of course, make sure you hit that subscribe button and bell icon so you're notified when we come out with new free videos, all that kind of stuff. Now, we love our sponsors up front and all that kind of stuff. Love our sponsors. In fact, who I have on the line also sponsors this episode. We'll learn about this episode and many, many episodes, but we'll learn about that a little bit more in a minute. But these folks also are a direct reason that you're getting continue podcast episodes after 8 years and going strong, guys. There are some of our newest patron members. Mike Harper, Daniel Myers, I believe, of Spokane, Washington, 3 hours east of where we are. Very cool. Benjamin Lerdahl of Salt Lake City, Utah. Very nice. Moving on, Nathaniel O'Connell of Erie, Pennsylvania. Susan Rogers of Lawton, Oklahoma. Zachary Sawyer of LaGrange, Georgia. Mark Tennant of Altboro, Massachusetts. Top tier. Josh Wright of Milton, Florida. Nelson Nunez of Texarkana, Texas. Sorry. All right. Top tier. There you go. Tongue twister there. Finishing it off, Darren Neuschwander of Daphne, Alabama, I believe. Yes. And Ryan Johnson of Hillsboro, Oregon. David Gettenbean of Carson City, Nevada. There you go, guys. lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. Pledge a certain amount per piece of content. No risk to you because you can put a monthly cap. That's right. There are those awesome benefits such as t-shirt, stickers, the private Facebook group, troll-free zone over there, access to podcasts like this early, months before everybody else gets them, access to video, live video broadcasts and chat. Of course, access to those premium videos up on request and for those top tier. And then, of course, as we spoke about, access to those yearly ride, meetup, and events. And don't forget, there's tons of rides and meetups going on right in the Law Abiding Biker private Facebook group that aren't even organized by us. It's just the members in there getting together. And there's an East Coast ride. If you're in that private Facebook group, for all you East Coasters, they're having a big event over there. It's amazing. We'd love to get you guys in there. All right. So I do have a special guest. We're going to dive right in. I'm going to bring it right on here. Are you there, Peter?
I am.
All right. Now, Peter, say your last name just so we all say it right.
Hemmerich.
Hemmerich. Okay. So on the line, I'll give you a little background. I do have Peter Hemmerich on the line. He is the owner of Butt Buffer. All right. Seat cushions, motorcycle seat cushions. You guys have heard about him because we run sponsor ads right here on the Law Abiding Biker podcast. He is a sponsor of the show. We've developed a really great relationship, and this is a little bit time for me to dive in a little bit more to find out a little more about Peter, his company, and the background, because we like to bring, obviously, these sort of companies on here. They have some of the same philosophies and ideologies about serving the biker community, so we try to align ourselves with companies like Peter's. Now, also, I did a YouTube video. It's actually embedded on their website and about the butt buffer seat cushion. We're going to dive in a lot deeper here because I got the man, the owner, the creator, the founder, and he's got some info for us. And I'm excited to learn about the background of this company and everything because I really don't know a whole bunch about it. But he embedded his video on his site, our video on his site. And also, don't forget, guys, we like this product so much. If you want to support us, we really appreciate it. And we have several models of the butt buffer seat cushion right in the law-abiding biker store. And we're selling the heck out of those things. And definitely we'll just dive in and learn a little bit more here. So Peter Hemmerich, I said that right. Very good.
You did.
Yeah,
you did.
Great. Tell me, just give us a little background. We're just going to shoot the breeze here. I want to learn a little bit more about you. Like, tell me a little bit about your background, where you were born, raised, and grew up, and some of that, and where you are now.
Well, born, raised, and still live in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. And I was raised here. It was a family business I was involved with for many years before getting into the butt buffer thing in 2002, I believe it was. And been doing that for the last, not 20 years now, 19 years. Prior to that, the family business was textiles. We had a facility here in Pennsylvania. We had another one in North Carolina. We did everything from T-shirts to sweatshirts to, golf shirts. You name it, we pretty much made it. And unfortunately, that business went offshore, first down to the Caribbean, then it ended up in Asia, where it still remains. And slowly but surely, the American textile manufacturers, just one at a time, were going out of business. Back in the early 2000s, and we were trying a couple of different innovative things that worked to a degree, but then ended up in the hands of much larger companies. Bottom line is I was looking for something else to do. A friend of mine brought me a business. It was Butt Buffer. They'd been around for 7 years. At that point, the owner of the company, Charlie Warner, had some health issues. He was looking to get out. I was looking for something new. And over a matter of about 2 months, we put together a package, and I've been doing it ever since.
All right. So you bought the business. About what time frame was that you bought? Because they had been in, you said 7 years before you, and then you bought them. Right. At what point?
My first was Daytona 2002 was my introduction to the motorcycle business.
How'd you end up in Daytona? What were you doing there?
We went down for Bike Week.
Okay, so you were just a regular.
Yeah. I was. Charlie was lined up to do the show. I had bought the business from him in January, and he came down to Daytona with us to do Bike Week and introduce me to the business. How he was selling things, how he ran the operation. Because I really knew nothing about it at that point. I was, total novice, and Charlie was my instructor. Okay.
So leading up prior to this, tell me about your motor, because obviously you have a passion for motorcycles, and as a whole, the community. How did you get into motorcycling, and how long you been riding?
I got on my first motorcycle in 1963, I believe, a Honda 50.
Nice.
And and worked my way up through. Still riding Hondas, got a Goldwing now. Right out of high school, I unfortunately was involved in a pretty serious motorcycle accident that put me in the hospital for a couple of months. I've had 3 hip replacements as a result of that motorcycle accident. And I was out of it for a while, but, I liked it. I got back in, and, Charlie came along with a business that could put me into the motorcycle business. Here I am.
Yeah. Nice. So you're rolling on it. Do you have multiple motorcycles now, or are you just rolling on the Goldwing?
Just the Goldwing.
Okay. And the way I understand it, you obviously are still riding around and you like to tour and stuff?
Yeah, I've had it out to California, been to Canada, down to Florida. It's been all over the country.
Nice. So definitely out there living the lifestyle, so to speak. Doing that, does that help you, being out riding and actually interacting, with the biker community? Does that kind of inspire you or give you ideas or feedback on your products?
Yeah, it does. I mean, you run into people, obviously, every show we go to where we can get a lot of feedback. Some of the ideas are practical. Some of them, like, can you make one with air conditioning? Not so practical. But, you do get ideas. You do get feedback. You get, the occasional complaint, which we try to deal with as best we can. It's a give and take business, as you know. And, the more input you can get, obviously, the better your product can be.
Right. Now, you have a facility there where you live, or like a warehouse, or what?
I'm working out of a warehouse area. I've got my background, as I said, being in the textile business, and there's still sewing involved in putting the covers together. So I have a local facility that the same people that I've been working with, for the last 30 or 40 years are doing the sewing for me. But everything's within a 10-mile radius of where I'm sitting right now. It's one of the few motorcycle products, certainly accessory-wise, that you're going to find that's still 100% made in the USA.
Yeah, that's great to hear. Love hearing that. So is this a family-owned business? Do you have other family members involved in it, or?
No, my son was involved initially, but he's no longer there. He started his own little operation. So no, it's me and a couple of part-time employees, plus the outside contractors that I'm using to put everything together.
Right. So when you got Buffer, when you bought it, was it kind of in the same state it is now, or did you develop from there, or is the product kind of remained the same as when you bought the company so long ago?
Well, the polymer is the same. The pebble polymer is something that I brought out 5 or 6 years ago. But there's only so much you can do with that. What we have done is we've expanded the range of covers that are available. Charlie had pretty much black and I think it was 5 or 6 different colors. So, we've gone to some embroidered stuff. We've got military logos. If somebody wants something custom, we can do that. So it's once again, a juggling act of trying to keep everybody happy.
Yeah, right. I understand that. And that will never happen, by the way. You can't make everybody happy. I know. I had to learn that, but it still frustrates us, doesn't it? Because we want to serve. You're like me. I want to serve the biker community, and I want to please everybody because that's my goal. But I learned you're just like, there's some people are unpleasable, and you just have to let them go.
Yeah. Well, when that happens, that's where customer service comes in. If we get a complaint about a product and we have a money back guarantee on it, if somebody's not happy with it, we'll take it back. I'd rather have people saying I didn't like it, but they worked with me and gave me my money back without any questions than have somebody out there bad-mouthing you.
Right. Yeah. I understand that. So tell us a little bit about the background let's talk about the product itself to give everybody a broader understanding of how that product was developed and why, what we've talked about, why it's so different than some of the other stuff on the market and some of the materials used. Let's just take a deep dive into that.
All right. Well, Charlie Warner, also a biker, he went to a bike show, I guess it was in the early 90s, and he bought a pad and he rode it home. And he didn't like it. And he said to himself, I can make a better one. And over the course of the next 12 months or so, he went out and did it. The polymer that we use has been around since the mid-'60s. It's a medical product, and that's where the bulk of it goes today in the medical industry. The idea behind it is it relieves pressure points. It promotes circulation and gets rid of pressure points, which makes for a more comfortable ride. It's used extensively in wheelchairs, ORs, any place people are stationary for long periods of time.
you'll find a comparable product. It's not unusual at a show to have somebody walk up to us and say, "Hey, I know what that is. You know, I work at such and such a hospital. We use it all the time." So it's a medical product designed specifically to relieve pressure points. And, Charlie ended up putting it into a motorcycle pad that's, been around now for 25 years.
Now, so the polymer, I just want to, because not everybody's completely familiar with that term. It's your industry, but this isn't like it's not like we see some of the gel pads and air pads. Explain the difference between some of the air pads and gel pads you see on the market and this, because this doesn't have either, right?
No, it does not. I mean, people pick it up and they refer to it as gel. I've stopped, correcting them years ago.
Yeah.
It's easier to go with the flow, but it's not a gel. The correct term is a dry viscoelastic polymer. When it's formed, it's formed as a liquid and put into whatever shape you want it to be in. Once it is formed and hardened, you can cut it. You can do whatever you want to do with it, and it's not going to leak. It doesn't crack, won't crystallize. You can't freeze it. The only two things I've found that will destroy it, literally, are a microwave oven and gasoline, neither of which you want to be around, outside of a tank when you're on a motorcycle.
Right, yeah, it's a bad day if you're around.
Yeah.
So feeling it, and if you guys want to watch my YouTube video, I encourage you, because I actually show some close-up shots of it and me actually, kind of bending it and manipulating. I see why people would think it's a gel. It's a really interesting material. That's all I'll say. When you kind of squeeze it and it moves around, you can kind of bubble it, so to speak. If you grab it real tight with your fist, it's a really cool material. And definitely we liked it. I'll tell you guys a little background on that. When I talk about in the YouTube videos, when we first hooked up with Peter here at Butt Buffer, to get started like we always do, we wanted to learn a little bit about Peter and his company. And then, of course, to us, it's really important that the product we get, it's unbelievable the amount of emails. I'm dealing with multiple this morning of companies that reach out to us, and we're very appreciative of that, but we try to, you have to dig through is what I'm saying, because we turn down way more than we accept, just because sometimes we get products and we can't back them, or we don't understand it, or it just doesn't fit. But Peter, that was the first thing we said, hey, send us some of those things. And I know you worked with Matt here, Lurch. Many of them know him as Lurch around here on the podcast. So I know you worked with him, and he got him in the hands of a bunch of our guys here. When we went to Sturgis, 9 days, 3,300 miles we did, and we put them on some non-touring Harleys, Indian, and then we put them on some of the touring seats, and Lurch actually tested one of them himself. And so we put these things kind of through the ringer, and everybody liked them, didn't have anything bad to say about them. So that's when we came back, and that kind of solidified things with Butt Buffer and moving forward on that on them and bringing them to our store and stuff like that. So great product. Do like them. It's interesting. Tell us a little bit about the different models, because you've got the classic and then you've got the Pebble, right? And so tell us what makes those a little bit unique, and then talk about maybe help the audience on sizing and things like that.
All right. Well, the difference between the Pebble and the classic, which is the original one that's been here since 1993, I guess it was, or 4. Anyway, it's a flat surface on both sides. Both pads are about a half an inch thick, so they don't take you up real high on your seat. To get back to your earlier question, which is something that an air product can do, if you have the thing fully inflated, you could be up as much as an inch, which when a lot of people, makes touching the ground a little difficult. But anyway, the Pebble, the difference is, and it's hard to describe it really without having one in front of you, but it has a raised surface. It's almost like you took a handful of pebbles, small pebbles, and just laid them on a flat surface, spaced them evenly apart. You have a little bit of a ridge with airspace between it, a little ridge, airspace, et cetera, et cetera. The idea being that it gives you both better ventilation and a little more wiggle room when you're on top of it. I found, having done more than 1,000 mile day on a motorcycle, that as good as the Classic worked, the Pebble was even better. So it's been our biggest seller for the last probably 2 years.
And hey, Peter, one thing that comes up, and I just want to clarify it, is so what you're talking about, just to help the audience who's going to go shop for this and they want to try it. Really what we're talking about is covers, because the pad itself is the same no matter which model you get, the actual internal polymer guts. And then we're just talking about you have different covers.
Right. The different covers are available. We've got the Pebble polymer, unless somebody specifically asks for something other, comes with a mesh airflow breathable cover, which also increases the ventilation you're going to get, keeps you a little bit cooler. The other bigger advantage to it is if you do a lot of riding, you're going to get wet occasionally. This thing will dry a whole lot quicker than the fabric ones will. The fabric covers are all done with a automotive grade polyester UV resistant material. We've got 3 different blacks available, 6 different colors. We do military logos. We've got a wolf and eagle available. We've got a spider web, which has become a popular one with the spider riders. Maltese cross. And as I said earlier, if somebody's got something custom they want, we can do that too.
Hey, Bikeaholics, searching for new and exciting motorcycle products? Zero3D has just what you're looking for. Check out their wide variety of innovative products for Harley-Davidson and Honda Goldwing motorcycles. Zero3D's got your back with chrome and black parts, lighting, and other comfort products. No modifying, cutting, grinding, or welding for an easy installation. That equals less time installing and more time riding. Zero3D has a design team with over 40 years experience with a passion for design and innovation. CAN bus made simple with a plug-and-play lighting system. They pride themselves on great customer service. Got a question? Email them. sales@zero3d.com. Give them a call, 715-808-0027. Check out your local Harley or Honda dealership and ask for Zero or Gold Strike parts. A new leader has emerged. Check out Zero3D's custom line of Gold Strike products for Honda Goldwings. Help support us. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store and check out our full line of Zero3D products. Are you searching for the easiest and quickest detachable luggage system for your motorcycle? Rick Rack has just what you're looking for. Forget those frustrating straps and bungee cords that can come loose and slap your paint. Check out one of Rick Rack's awesome quick attach strapless luggage rack systems. This father-son team designed something really special. You can't find it anywhere else. Yep, and these guys ride, so they truly understand the needs of bikers. The Rick Rack quick attach system is strong, durable, and secure with a lockable system. Also, check out their full line of quality touring bags to accompany your quick detach system. Once you use Rick Rack, you'll never go back. What are you waiting for, Bikeaholics? Head over lawabidingbiker.com/store and check out our full line of Rick Rack luggage systems. Okay, so I just want to, and that is in the Pebble polymer. That's what they call it, right? The Pebble. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been.
It's on both our websites as the Pebble.
Right, exactly. And so I just want to make sure that I am, because I don't want to, so I want to make sure the guts of the thing are all the same. So the actual polymer, I don't know what else to call it, not gel, but the actual pad inside. Yeah. Is the same. Okay. That's what I knew that. I just want to clarify that because we've had some questions about that. All you're doing is there's different cover options and size options, guys. So because we've had some, like I say, in the store and questions about that, and I tried to say it on my video, but maybe I didn't say it clear enough. But yeah, you're getting the same exact pad. What you're getting when you're buying it, the different models, is a different cover for it, which, like the Pebble, like Peter says, is it can be more breathable, depending on if you're riding in the hot weather and stuff like that. So the Classic is more, I don't know I'm sure you have a term for it. The Classic, let's just talk about the two main models, which is the Classic cover and the Pebble. The Classic is really like a felt, or not felt, more a velvet kind of to me.
It's velour.
Okay, velour. Okay,
velour type fabric with a cross stitching on it. which is there not so much for decoration, but it keeps the pad from creasing. It just looks a whole lot nicer after it's got some wear and tear on it.
Very good. And then the other main model is the Pebble polymer, and that's just like what you just described. It's kind of a more of a, again, I'm describing it in my words, Peter, so you can follow up, but it's more of like a mesh type cover.
Correct.
To me.
Right. To keep things simple on the websites, all the Pebble polymers come with the breathable airflow cover. And, if somebody wants a different color on it or something, we'll certainly do that. But you got to call up to have it done. It's not going to be on the website. It makes it a whole lot easier, when people are looking to purchase, if you've only got a couple of options on what it's probably going to be a black sale anyway. Probably 90% of our business is in black. You don't sell that many colors for the most part over the course of, typical year.
Right. Yeah. And we kind of figured that black would be the most popular because it kind of goes with all bikes, unless you really want to make a statement and get like a red, velour type, kind of look. But those are probably farther and few between. Talk about, so somebody wants to get this. I talk about in my video a little bit, talk about sizing and the different use case. So, the different use case scenarios, because you can use this on, obviously, this is not for just Harley guys. This is a universal type fit. So it doesn't matter what motorcycle you're riding, Honda or Indian or Harley, or I even put one of these pads on my off-road, my dual sport or adventure KLR 650. Really, it comes down to sizing. And can you talk about that, Peter?
Sure. We've got three main sizes: small, medium, large. The large is going to fit almost all of your, cruiser bikes, Harley Ultras, Road Kings, the Goldwing, obviously, the bigger Indian bikes. The medium on Harleys would be a Sportster and the Dynas. Small for the most part, other than maybe a dual-purpose bike like you were just mentioning, would be pretty much limited to the rear seat on most touring bikes. The bigger cruiser bikes, the Ultra Limited, the Goldwing, the bigger Indians, they're going to take a medium on the rear. But for the most part, you can figure front seat's going to be large or medium, rear seat's going to be small or medium.
Okay, very good. So and so I think I put a medium on my KLR to fit that. I could be wrong, but I'm trying to recollect.
Well, most people make the assumption that all you want to do is have the pad under your butt. But if you go a little bit bigger and let it wrap down over the sides, not only does it take care of your rear end, but you're also going to get protection on the inside of your legs. And you point that out to people at shows, probably, 90% of the time they're going to go with the larger pad once they actually sit on it.
Yeah, good point. I'm glad you brought that up. So really, guys, if you're ordering, the sizing is on the websites. Now, you can get one for the rider, obviously, and then you're just basically getting a different size pad if you want it for your pillion or your passenger seat. And everybody's got different seats. I will say this, that since I've been asked on different, on the YouTube channel and stuff, I answer a lot of comments, and people are asking. So I have my current seat, and a lot of people are running these custom, built seats, and they're running Mustangs, and I'm running which I love, my Harley hammock, heated hammock. So a lot of people ask these types of questions. Is you may have the greatest seat in the world, but I can tell you that I love my hammock, but I rode with the Pebble polymer for a while. And even though you have a great seat, it's still even better with the pad. And I'm not just saying that. And I think it's because it is the medical grade material, and the seats just aren't made out of that. And if you're going to ride a lot, no matter if you have the best seat in the world, throwing one of these on top of it, I think is going to make it even better. What do you say to that, Peter?
I'd have to agree 100%. I've seen, a lot of cases where people say, I love my seat, can't make it any better. And, I've given people a pad and said, ride it for a day or two. If you're not happy, bring it back. If you want to buy it, let me know and we'll sell it to you. But, most cases people end up buying. It's the rare situation where a guy has a seat that can't be improved upon. As I've pointed out to many people over the years, bike manufacturers are interested in a lot of things. Comfort isn't one of them for the most part. And, they'll make a universal seat and, if it fits you, great. If it doesn't fit you, well, that's okay too. If you like the bike, that's what we got.
Right.
So that's where we come in.
Yeah, that's half their businesses. That's Harley. That's how Harley stays in businesses. They sell you the baseline and then they sell you $30,000 of aftermarket stuff to make it perfectly rideable, right? I mean, that's...
Yep, there you go.
And they're not the only ones. I think that's just the industry in general.
I mean, everybody does that. I mean, that's pretty much, doesn't matter what you're buying.
Yeah. So are you... obviously, we know where you're based. Are you still running a ton of motorcycle shows? Or so if people want to get out and actually meet you in person or see your booth, what's going on there here in 2021?
Well, 2020, as you know, was awful. We did Daytona, and that was the only show we got in last year. Daytona Bike Week kicked off officially today. Rick Rack is there. They've got some of our product with them, so anyone who's in Daytona can have a look at it down there. We're putting together a show schedule now. Myrtle Beach is on at this point, probably Ocean City, Maryland. There's a couple other ones that we're still talking about, but until we get an okay that we can actually go to a show and have people handle your product, and touch it, feel it, we got to get that resolved because this is a product that people want to be able to handle before they're going to buy it. So I'm still waiting for some answers from a couple of locations on that angle.
Okay. Well, depending on, how things open up and stuff, main point being everybody is Peter's out there and he is at different events and certainly we'll try to be at them. So stop by and say hi. Tell him you heard it on Law Abiding Biker podcast and all that. That'll be our show still for the most part when I talk to vendors, just because I like to know a little bit more, about how the industry is going. Are shows still a big deal for a company like yours?
Not as big as they used to be. In the early 2000s, between me and various dealers, we had a show schedule of over the course of a year. We probably did 50 shows. 2 years ago, that was down to about 15. And most of them on the East Coast, since that's where I'm based. It gets too expensive for a lot of guys, myself included, to travel across the country on a gamble because you just don't know what's going to happen when you get there. You hope for the best, but can't always guarantee it.
Right. And do you think a lot of that has to do with as things have progressed? I would think back in the day, before there was a huge online presence or an online capabilities, I think a lot of the shows were the deal. That's how you got your product and the faces of people. But you're able to pick a lot of that up online now, right? And have that online presence and stuff like this.
Absolutely, makes a big difference. The internet has changed the way people do things. I mean, we have people come up to our booth, look at a product, walk away for a couple of seconds, get out their phone, Google it, see if they can find a better price and come back and, try to negotiate. If, you find these things used on eBay occasionally, and people think they should be paying a used price for a new pad. It's changed the way people do business.
Oh, that's very interesting that you say that and you notice stuff like that. Yeah, isn't that funny? Yeah, just right. I mean, I do it walking right through, some electronic stores or something. Everybody's on their phone price matching, and stuff. It's
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good time for that for sure, for the consumer for sure.
Absolutely. They're out there looking. And, it keeps you on your toes too. You got to be, I'm not the only guy, making pads. They aren't obviously the same product, but you got to make a sale. You got to convince people. And if they find, something that looks the same, for $10 less, it can be a tough sale.
Yeah, I know. And especially with, we run into that, a bunch of knockoff stuff on Amazon, which is just just the abyss of a lot of junk. You got to be careful. But people will say, it looks the same. It does, but it is not the same. And, you're not getting the same thing. And then just a lot of people redoing stuff.
One of the things I make a point of telling potential customers is I don't care if you take, a pillow and put it on your seat, it's going to make a difference. Our product, however, is going to make a difference at the end of a 15-hour day. The pillow, that little bubble foam thing you tried to make yourself, not going to do it. This, I guarantee, will.
Yep. And I vouch for that, having used it and our guys using it. What else, Peter, about... go ahead.
Well, the other thing that this product is good for is not just motorcycles. You can take it off your bike, as we do here in Pennsylvania in the wintertime, and throw it in your car or your truck. Take it to a ball game. It's got multiple uses. I'm sitting in one right now in an office chair. It's not limited to a motorcycle. So, it's a multi-purpose tool.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up because I actually tested it when I was editing video for so many hours and threw it on my chair, and I absolutely loved it for the pressure points and stuff. So I'm glad you brought that up. I totally forgot about that I've got that in there. What else about
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was just going to ask you.
Go ahead, ask the question. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. It's hard on these platforms where there's a little bit of a delay. No, I was just going to ask you. You got something else to say? What else about butt buffer that you want people to know and all that?
Boy, I don't know. I think we've pretty much covered most of the details. The fact that we do custom work. The other thing that I didn't mention is we can also, at our shop in Pennsylvania, install this into your seat. So if you want it in the seat permanently, that's an option also.
Oh, that's good to know. So you actually take the cover off the seat and put it underneath?
Well, yeah, the process in a nutshell is the cover obviously comes off. We'll put a cavity into your existing foam, so the polymer will be recessed in that cavity so your seat profile remains the same. You're not going to be any higher off the ground. A thin layer of foam goes over the whole thing, which is more for cosmetic purposes, so you don't see a seam line. And then the cover is reapplied.
So that's available only in Pennsylvania. You don't do that at shows?
Oh, yeah, we do it at shows too. But if you're on the other side of the country, you got to ship us the seat to have it done.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, that's good information. So, all right. As we take it out, anything else you want to wrap up?
I think we pretty much nailed it down.
Awesome. And if people want to hook up with Butt Buffer, you got any on social media or emails you want to throw out there? Anything you want to give the audience?
Well, it's buttbuffer.com is our website. My email is simple, peter@buttbuffer.com. We've got a Facebook page. That's it as far as social media, Facebook and the website.
Awesome. Thanks for being on with us. And I just want to publicly thank you for sponsoring the podcast and Law Abiding Biker Media in general. And we really appreciate that and appreciate working with you.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity. You guys have been great to work with.
Awesome. We'll be in touch, Peter. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Peter Hemmerich, owner of Butt Buffer motorcycle seat cushions. Of course, we love them. We love them so much. Tried and tested. That's what we do for you guys in the real world, a real world biker testing and review. That's what makes us different than a lot of the other platforms out there. And for that reason, you can trust them because we brought them to the Law Abiding Biker store. Let me tell you, we appreciate it. Of course, shopping in our store for them and all that. That supports us. It also, of course, supports Peter and all that. We've got multiple different models. We've got the classic, small, medium, and large. We talked about that, just the classic one with the velour, I think Peter said. And then We're also selling the small, medium, and large pebble polymer. And again, those are just the two different types of covers. The pad inside, the actual magic, is the same inside. We'll call it that medical grade material. It definitely helps with the pressure points. I learned that. Even sitting in my video editing chair helps with the pressure points. So great product and a great company. And clearly we like to align ourselves with companies like this because he's out in the motorcycle scene. We get a lot of contacts from people that sell motorcycle products, but that's really all they want, is to sell you a motorcycle product. And then it stops there because they're not really even riders, or they're not really in the lifestyle or maybe mingling with the biker community. That's important to us. Now, there's a lot of good companies probably that sell great products that technically aren't in the motorcycle, but that always rings a bell for us, that makes us dive in a little bit deeper. We're looking at companies, smaller companies, like Peter, making a living, solving a problem basically, and going around to these motorcycle shows and all that kind of stuff. Very, very cool. So anyways, of course, thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed the interview. Got a lot of great stuff for you coming here in 2021. I hope you are well. I definitely hope you're out there getting some riding, and that's what's most important. Don't have a sore and achy ass. Slap that butt buffer seat cushion on there. Big Daddy Kane down there right now, sitting, just waiting for the order to come in. Oh, there's one right there and another one, and he just gets them all packaged up and puts the peanuts in there just right and tapes it, kisses it, little love, sprinkles a little love in that box and ships it off to you guys. There you go. We appreciate all your support and everybody that has purchased a butt buffer. Let us know. You can comment on the YouTube video. Let us know what you think of it. And you can also, the best is to head over to the Law Abiding Biker store if you've purchased one, and just leave it a review. 5-star preferably, but do what you want. Anyways, we want real feedback, guys. Let us know over there. Leave your comments and a star review. Let us know what you think of it. All right, we're out.